YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy Cam from YouTube Media, and we are back with another Gacha on the Gacha. Honkai Star Rail version 3.3 is live. So I'm recording this on Tuesday night. So I will most likely release this video later on tonight, but it'll probably be like 11:30. So most of you who are watching this video will probably catch it later on this week. So I figured we would do a commentary video for this one just because I wanted to give my overall thoughts and opinions on how I felt about the second year anniversary patch, the characters that came out, the content that came out, and the story update. So wanted to get all that in here. And so the goal of this video obviously is to pull for the recently released unit Hyacine. So we're going to be pulling for both her and her light cone, so E0S1, and we will not be stopping until we get E0S1, as you know if you've seen any of my videos on this channel. But before we get into that, just want to plug in a couple things that we dropped on this channel recently, and also some things to be looking out for in terms of Gacha and Gacha content this week. So Monday we dropped a brand new episode of our bi-weekly nerd culture podcast, Attack on Culture. In it we discussed some things, a lot of things that happened in the game industry over the past 2 weeks with Xbox, Nintendo, and also giving our thoughts about the latest trailer that dropped in GTA 6. So if any of that interests you, be sure to check it out after you're done with this video. I'll be sure to link that to the end of this one. Also, later on this week, Wuthering Waves' this part 2 of their first year anniversary patch is dropping with the release of Shikona. So obviously we're going to be pulling for both her and her signature weapon, and I want to use that video to also give my thoughts and opinion about everything that's been happening in the first year anniversary patch. And I literally today just caught up on all of the story updates, so I definitely want to give my thoughts on that because that was really good. And also Friday we have the release of the Shiyu defense critical node refresh for Triple Z. So we already saw how Hugo performed in Deadly Assault last week, so we'll see how he performs in this in-game content for this week. So we got a lot of content that's available for you guys right now, and that's dropping in the future. So lock in with us, show us some love, social support by liking the video, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you have not, clicking on that bell icon to stay notified of all future posts on this channel, and sharing this video across all your Gacha degenerate friends. Help us get to 1K subs, guys. We are almost at 800 subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I thank you for that. And with all that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. All right, so first things first. So I already logged in. I got the as you can see, I got the Nameless Honor, got the $20 premium edition. And one thing I noticed, because I did a little bit of pre-grinding before I started the video, and because, you know, we just got a new relic set for, you know, Hyacine and other characters, blah, 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 blah. Do you see that on the right, upper right corner of your screen, dear viewers? Yes! Yes! They finally increased our inventory storage. Oh man, now I wish this was unlimited, but I can understand, you know, data limits and things of that nature. But as a pack rat that, you know, keeps a lot of my relics just in case something happens where like a character requires a relic set and I have a bunch already pre-grinded, I was so happy to find out that we could finally, you know, I don't have to every 2 runs of Cavern Corrosion or farming for planet ornaments, you know, delete stuff from my box. So I am very much appreciative of this update. W quality of life Star Rail, definitely got to give you props for that. So I did do a little bit of, because I wanted to get the relic stuff ready for Hyacine once we pull her. So let's go ahead and get some tickets and things of that nature, so we can go ahead and get 38. So we got 56 here, and then boom, 64 here. So we got 6 multis. So let's go ahead, get started. Oh, do we have to refresh our celestial thing? Okay, no, it stays from the same one. All right, cool. All right, so Hyacine. So I did do her her character trial thing, and she seems pretty cool. One thing I will say that I am very much appreciating that they are doing in terms of like these characters, the remembrance characters in Star Rail, because I was thinking to myself last night as I was like thinking of things to talk about while I record this video, and I really do love the diversity that they have with the Remembrance characters. And so, like, because you have Remembrance Trailblazer, who he or she, depending on which one you chose, they have their Remembrance is more so like their Harmony, right? They feel like a Harmony Remembrance character. And then you have Aglaia, who to me feels like a Hunt character, like Hunt Remembrance. You have Castris, who she feels more like Destruction, so like Destruction Remembrance. And now you have Hyacine, who pretty much is Abundance, right? You know, Abundance Remembrance. So I'm really liking that a lot of the characters that we're getting for this path specifically they feel very diverse and unique enough to where it's like it's not the same character, or like there's no worry of like power creep in a sense, maybe in terms of Aglaia and Castris since they're DPS, but they still perform, in my opinion, as someone who's been using them, they still perform two very different roles as far as the type of DPS character that they are. Sorry for moving my mic if you heard that. But one thing I will say though is Hoyoverse. Okay, back. So one Hoyoverse. Can we get some love for preservation units, please? It has been over a year since we've gotten our last preservation unit, and this I've been theorizing this. I honestly feel like, and excuse my language, because you know I try not to swear on Gacha and Gacha or say anything too provocative, because you know I want to keep it somewhat family friendly for this side of content, right? you want more explicit cam, you tune into our podcast, but for here I kind of want to keep it PG. But I feel like they blew their load with Aventurine. Like I don't know, maybe the devs are just afraid, because at this point, like when you think about Aventurine, incoming Aventurine glaze, by the way, it just is what it is. Well, let's see if we have some more pity before we start the glazing. How many do we have? Let's see. Oh yeah, we have exactly. Nice. Okay, so we have one more multi, and then if we have to, we'll do some off-screen grinding. Maybe this will be the one. Hyacine, come through. She said nah. This game needs more summon animations, by the way, too. I would love like fake outs or some form of like guarantee summon anime, something. We need some more stuff. I'm pretty sure Paimon is tired of doing this, man. Let's give him a break. But let me go ahead real quick, and I will off-screen grind, and we will be right back to continue with our pulls. All right, we are back. So let us continue with our pulls. So like I was saying before, Aventurine just as a preservation unit is just, oh, of course, just one more. He just does so much for the team, aside from just his role of, you know, protective, being a sustain unit. But like, you know, you have his light cone, he's giving you 40% crit damage to your allies. He has his follow-up attacks, he has his reoccurring shields. Like, I mean, he just completely outclasses Gepard as far as his Gepard's role, because Gepard needs to use his ult. Aventurine just clicks a button, or he just gets hits enough time and he gives you shield. He's support. He's also great chemistry with Acheron, with providing crit damage vulnerability increase with his ult, and also vulnerability with his just base follow-up attacks. So he's just providing so much utility to the team that it's like, I feel like I saw the remembrance thing and I was like, okay, we're good. All right, so Hyacine came through, good stuff. So now all we got to do is get her a light cone and we can wrap things up. But like I said before, like I just feel like as a unit, he just does so much to the point where I think they're like, okay, how do we like either make a preservation unit that's like completely unique, as far as like kind of similar to like Fushuan, how like Fushuan is a different preservation unit than Aventurine. So yeah, like I mentioned before, so I was just basically like, I don't know if they're gonna release, it's hard to say like what the future of preservation, I mean, because we look at here, right, like I mean like look at this now. Obviously you have March 7th with her, you know, base preservation form, and also preservation trailblazer. But this is it. I mean, you compare this to every other path in the game, it's like, I mean, even the recent release Remembrance, like preservation needs some love. So I don't know if they're afraid. I would say, I don't know if afraid is the right word, because it's like at this point my what I would expect is either it's two things, maybe three things. The first thing is buffing Fushuan and Japard. I feel like, because whenever I need to use a preservation unit, even though Fushuan is serving a completely different role from Adventurine, it just feels like he's just so much better in every shape of the way. It's just no point. I haven't ran Fushuan in the longest time. So either, finding ways to buff Japard and Fushuan, or again, like similar to kind of what I was saying about the Remembrance characters, making them like having a Remembrance preservation unit later on that releases in the 3.0 patches. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I yapped a lot about paths and stuff like that when I'm supposed to be talking about my thoughts on the second year anniversary patch. But I thought it was pretty good. Like, I think story wise, now I'll start with how I felt about the story. I think, I'm not gonna lie, the first half I was low key kind of like out of it. Like, there was nothing. I don't mind political intrigue in terms of like game stories, but I just was not feeling anything that they were talking about, like when they were doing that whole Citizens Assembly thing and the Anaxa segment where you were talking to, I think her name was Cayenne or anything like that. But when the second half, when they really started to go more into the Netherrealm stuff and Castrus, and also finding out the truth about, now I would say I do like what they did with like the truth behind the Titans and also the demigods and like the silical nature of Amphorius. Very, and actually they kind of almost kind of hinted at it with the way that Amphorius looks like outside with like the Mobius strip, right? So like that was pretty cool. I like those aspects. And then I will say that, like, looking back at it now, the political intrigue that they did do was kind of like a slow burn to the kind of the finale of the story, where Anaxa had his big moment where he, the great performer. So like that all that stuff was pretty cool. So all in all, I was just like, I think it's similar to how I felt about 3.1, where it's like I didn't really care about the Triby stuff, but I really did like Mighty's part. It was like half and half, right? Like, so, and I think it's the same thing we're here. Like the beginning kind of like was not really that interested in, but like the later half of the story, in my opinion, was really solid. So let's go ahead. I will be right back. Let's do some more off-screen grinding, and we'll continue summoning for her light cone. Okay, we are back. So yeah, all in all, pretty solid story. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm actually surprised because I know a lot of people within the community, when it comes to Star Rail story, we kind of make fun, especially because they did this a lot in Pinacani, where it's like so many people were supposed to die, but then they didn't die. But like in this, it seems like in this story they are killing off characters. Like I kind of didn't really care about, like, I know it makes me sound like a jerk, but I really didn't care too much about when Trian passed, because it was just like, you still have Triby, right? And so that's why I was kind of shocked. I'm surprised that they killed off Anaxa. I'm gonna give him credit for that. Like, that's, I was not expecting that. Now I don't think he's like dead forever, because the whole like Titan recycle thing. All right, so yeah, like I don't know if he's like 100% dead, and it seems like from what the trailer of the 3.3 story that's out right now, seems like a lot of people will get their butts kicked. So I'm curious to see kind of how what the continuing streak, because I mean, like, it just seems like this flame chase journey is like, yeah, I mean, like they had predicted that like all but one shall stand, right? So probably a lot more deaths coming up, or deaths I should say, because again of the whole silical rebirth structure of Amphorius. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. I literally played the 3.2 story like a day before this patch, because I procrastinate a lot when it comes to like doing a lot of stuff within it, because I'm just covering so much other stuff on the channel. So I don't know when I'll get to 3.3 story, but when I do, you'll know, and I'll probably discuss about it in the next patch or when the next character drop, when Cypher drops, because obviously we're gonna be pulling for as well. But yeah, character wise, I mean Castrus is absolutely amazing. I know the controversy surrounding her global passive.
Yes.
There we go. Quick and easy. I like it. I honestly, I'm very thankful, because I also, if you don't know, I also play Nikkei. I covered the 2.5 anniversary of Nikkei, so check that out if you're interested. So the recently released character, I think her name is Arcana. Oh my god, she destroyed me. And it was only just for one, because I only pulled for one copy of standard banner characters. So I'm glad this was a quick and easy one. But yeah, Castress, yeah, the global passive is super Mickey, because it's like, you don't, as long as you just have her in your account, you cannot die, which is insane. But it's like, yeah, but she's still really fun to use. Her ultimate is really fun to use. Anaxa is really solid as a character. Like, basically, like, I had Title in my Pure Fiction run. He's the cooler Silver Wolf. He's basically, honestly, what he does is, like, because I know that they were talking about buffing, like, I know Sela, who was it, and I think Silver Wolf for future patches. And so go ahead and find where Hyacine is. There we go. Let's equip the light cone on her. Ba-bam. So let's start getting her leveled up. So yeah, I know we're talking about like buffing these characters in the future. I hope, all right, we're getting out. I'm hoping that they kind of take notes of what they did with Anaxa and do that with Silver Wolf. I think, honestly, I feel like a good buff for Silver Wolf would be being able to choose which weakness you want to apply to the enemy, and also it being a blast or like an AoE. I think that would be pretty cool for her. And then obviously having her ult, similar to like that one sequence story in, I believe it was 3.0, where you were playing with the Stellaron Hunters, just having them, like having her ult hit all targets would be a pretty cool update. But yeah, but I think the characters that they released for the 3.2 patch were solid. Anax is a great addition for your addition characters, and Castress is going to be a great DPS character for the future run of events. So definitely looking forward to seeing more variety, and I think that's the big thing too. I think the content was, wasn't there. It wasn't all the way there. I do like these stellar cruises that they do. Honestly, I feel like they should do that every patch, because it could be a really good opportunity, aside from the character trials, for like characters to test out, like in kind of fun gimmicky type stages, how these characters perform, right? So like for this patch, having a stellar cruise event where you could try out Hyacine on a team and try out Cypher on a team, I think that would be pretty solid for free-to-play players, for players who may not be interested in pulling for her, but then they try her out on these events and they're like, oh wow, she's actually pretty cool, so they want to actually run her. So I think that would be pretty cool for updates in the future. Because yeah, the Seal Slammers event, I didn't even finish it, to be honest, because I just got bored. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just didn't draw me in like some of the other stuff. I think the Awuwa, however you pronounce it, that little theater event was pretty fun and interesting, but the Seal Slammer events, it kind of overstayed its welcome for me. And it's a permanent event, so I did miss out on some limited time awards, but I mean, I can still go back to the event and finish it at a later time. But yeah, all in all, I think that the second year anniversary was solid. There was a lot of controversy and negativity going into it, rightfully so. Like I had said in my Castress pool video, I do think that like the global passive thing, they might need to, because I feel like making it so that all you have to do is pull for her, and then like you don't have to worry about like really dying, is a bit too much in my opinion, in my little humble opinion. We're gonna get more in the future. So I know a lot of people are like, man, we don't want this, but like they're just gonna keep going more and more. So I don't know where you go from this. Honestly, I don't know where you go from you can't die to like what the next global passive is. If you crit an enemy, you get like a permanent like 20% crit rate increase or something like that, or I don't know. It's just like I feel like there's a cool way to do global passes, and honestly, even making it so that like it has more free-to-play options, I think would be better. Like if the Trailblazer had a global passive or something like that, to kind of make it a little bit more fairer for free-to-play players and just in general for the scope of the balance of the game. But I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think about that. And it's just kind of like my like current thoughts about everything so far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I always do max traces when it comes to these characters, so I will do this max trace build, and then also I will put the relics that I'm going to be utilizing for Hyacine. I mean, if it's not obvious, I'm going to be doing the 4-piece Warrior Goddess of Son of Thunder, and then the 2-piece, if I can find it, bear with me for a second, the Grove, the Giant Tree of Rapid Brooding. So 4-piece, 2-piece. So I'll put all of my pieces on her, and then we will go ahead and wrap the video up. So I'll see you momentarily. Okay, I am back. So we have her at max trace, and also, as you can see, we have the 4-piece War Goddess and 2-piece Giant Tree. So before we even, you know, enhance and pray to RNGesus that he blesses our substat rolls, look at her speed already. She's at 169 speed, because a part of her, one of her abilities, obviously, I think it's this one. Yeah, so when Hyacine speed exceeds 200, increases her and Little Ica's HP by 20%. So yeah, like obviously they've designed her in mind to where she's going, and then obviously her light cone just even makes it even better as far as like her speed increase. So she's gonna be getting a lot of turns and doing a lot of stuff. So as I'm very curious to see how she performs now, especially in like a lot of in-game content. So let's go ahead and level her. Let's get her stuff leveled up. We got a lot of, I had a lot of stuff saved over from 2nd year anniversary as far as getting her stuff leveled up. So yeah, we got speed. Yep, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for speed. Don't care about crit rate because obviously one of her talents makes it so that she has 100% crit rate, which I always love. That's, I will say, like, I really do love like building characters like Castrus, Tribby, I think Mighty as well. And well, I wouldn't say Mr. Mighty, but like characters where I don't have to focus on a ton of substats. Like for obviously for Hyacine, like the focus is more so like speed, HP, and like crit damage, right? Like those are kind of like things you want to focus on, and make sure you have like outgoing healing boost for her other thing. But like it, like that 9 speed and crit damage, fine with that. We want to definitely make sure that we get some HP bonuses too as well, but I am perfectly fine with. Yep, there you go. I'll take that. I don't really care about the defense, but we'll take that. We'll take that. This one. So I did do some self-resin and the substat for a lot of these pieces, except for this one. This one I got from just a regular drop. Yep, and that's what we're looking for. Crit damage boost. Definitely take that. And then last but not least, we have the energy regeneration rope. I think she should be good. She'll be solid. Insufficient credit. I'm broke. All right, I'm back. I just did a quick run of one of the gold caverns, so let's go ahead and get this to level 15. Bam. And yeah, that looks good. That looks solid. So let's take a look and see what she's looking like right now. So 203 speed. We could have definitely probably got some crit damage rolls to get her to at least like 100%. But I think for what we have right now and what I was able to get as far as like, I think maybe was this crit damage roll, speed, like maybe I could potentially, let me see, I'm trying to see like maybe one of these. I don't know, like if I do some rerolls and I get like a speed crit damage, like a speed crit damage gauntlet or something like that, we'll see what we can do with that. But I think all in all we should be fine. She's at 200 speed, so she is getting the, what is it, for every 1 speed increases outgoing healing by 1%, up to a max of 200 excess speed can be taken into account. So yep, we have the 20% max HP increase, and also we have 3% more outgoing healing. So there you go. So great video. Managed to get like quick and easy. We won both our 50-50 and our 75-25, which I am happy about. So we'll save the rest for when Cypher releases. I don't know if that's going to be a commentary video or if that's going to be like a YouTube Shorts video that I usually do with some of the Triple Z characters. So I don't know. I'll decide when I get there. But let me know what you guys think. Are you pulling for Hyacine? Are you excited for the story patch for 3.3? Are you saving for Cypher? Are you saving for the Fate collab? Let me know your thoughts. I'm debating on if I want to do something special for that Fate collab, but I'm going to keep it in the back pocket for now. I don't want to spoil anything. But so for future content for as far as Star Rail is concerned, I think the next video that will come out will probably be the Apocalyptic Shadow refresh, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is that out already? No, it's not out already, because it would have been on the event thing. Let me just check real quick. So yeah, in 5 days. So pretty much next week. So yeah, that'll be the next video that comes out for Star Rail, and then pretty much after that will be the Cypher video. But we do have a lot of other content for like Withering Waves and also Triple Z that's going to be dropping along the way. So if you can't get your fix with the Star Rail videos, be sure to check some of that stuff out. And with all that being said, guys,
let's have a break.
Yes, let's have a break because I have to edit you. So be sure once again to like the video, comment, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day.